Hey, it's Dan Nickerson, and I wanted to make a video overview of contact form solutions for WordPress for my MetaDomainer and theme customers who maybe just are intimidated by what's involved in setting up a contact form. It's really not that complicated. So I'm just going to show you some of the most popular ones, and I'll show you a quick install and show you how to use Recaptcha as well and do some basic setup. So first off, if you go to plugins, add new, and type in contact form, you're going to see all kinds of different options. There's contact form 7, which is the most popular. Because it's been around for so long, there are millions of activations, lots of people using it. But from a beginner standpoint, it's good for a simple form, but if you want any kind of customization, it's kind of complex, not for a newbie. WP Forms is popular. This is a freemium model, as a lot of these are now. So they'll give you a free basic form. But then if you want to get additional options and configurations and add-ons, you have to pay a premium price for it. So there's Ninja Forms, which I have not used before, obviously popular as well. My favorite form solution is Formidable, and the reason for that is because I have a grandfathered kind of a pro license to it. But it has all kinds of advanced options for conditional logic and for sending forms to multiple people and for all kinds of specialized forms. So I really like it for those features, and I've been using it for years. So a very popular plugin, as well as a free version and a premium version, and maybe I'll show you that too. Someone recently told me about WP Everest Forms, and I actually kind of like it. I'm probably going to show you this one because I think this is probably the best for a beginner. But as you can see, there's 4,000 different solutions here. A lot of them are add-ons or special features of forms and those kind of things. But don't get overwhelmed. The most popular ones are at the top. So I'm just going to start by showing you WP Everest. So I'm going to click on Install Now. Installed it. Now I activate it. As soon as I activate, they're going to redirect me to their kind of overview, which is really well done. This is a video that shows you how to use it. There's also a create your first form button and a full guide button. So very well done here, very smart to set it up this way. I'm just going to click on create your first form because it's really very easy. So they show you some templates out of the box. You can see they have, there's 9 of them here, where you can start one from scratch. I'm just going to click on simple contact form, submit contact, and click on continue. And when I do that, it automatically gives me a shortcode for the form. So I can just copy that shortcode if I want and paste it into a page. I'll show you that in a second. But you can see here that there are the basic options: name, email, subject, message. You can drag over more stuff. I want to add a URL. I can drag a URL over here. So there's the field there. I can add date and time if I want, right? So they can add the date and time picker. And so you can do that kind of stuff. I'll just save that. And then different options here. You can do the different labels. You can add in descriptions. You can make things required. There's also a settings tab here, so you can rename the form, add a form description. You only need that if you want to use multiple forms. You can change the success message. You can change the redirect to go to the same page or to a thank you page or to an external URL. It could be as simple as a download page. You might want people to fill this out and then have them go to some kind of download, right? So you can just do an external URL for that. And then there's different layouts. There's the default and the classic. The default is a box. The classic is like an underline. But I will show you a little trick on how you can customize the design as well in a second. There's also form class. So if you know about CSS, you can add a general form class on here. You can change the submit button text to say, send or continue or just submit or send, right? And then the submit button processing text, for that millisecond when it's still displaying. And then the submit button class if you want to change the look and design of the button. There's also a anti-spam honeypot, which is good, but there are additional features like Recaptcha you can use as well, and I think I'll show you that in a second. And I've actually got a tab open for that. So for now, I'm just going to try to use this in a page. So I'm going to go to Pages, Add New, and I'm going to type in Contact, and I'm just going to paste in the shortcode, and I'm going to click on Publish, and I'm basically done. Open this in a new tab. And you can see I now have the contact form, name, email, website, date, time, right? So there's the date, time picker that I put in there, subject line, and message, and submit. So that's how you can do it. If I did want to go and change the layout, like I was saying, the classic layout, I can click on save, go in here and reload, and it's all underlined. I don't like it as much as the box. I'll go back to default, And like I said, I like to show tricks here. So if I'm on this page, I'll just show you a little trick. So I'm going to click in here and right click inspect. And this shows me all the code for these boxes. So I can just go in here and copy this. Little advanced trick. Go to customize and go to additional CSS. You don't have to do this, just a little trick. And let's just say I wanted to add in a border radius. I could just go in border radius 5px. And you can see I made a little border radius. The email is a little different. We need to add in a little email text. But that's just one thing you could do. You could change the border to 2. You could change the color. So there are little tricks you can do without having to buy an additional mod, just by using some advanced features. However, they do have additional add-ons in here. So that's how they make their money, where they give this away for free. But if you want to customize the styles, you can get an add-on, you can get multi-part forms, you can use MailChimp. They have all these different things. It's really well done. The free version is pretty intuitive. I kind of like it. If I go to settings here, you're going to see that they will actually store information for you as well. You can disable the user details if people don't want to store the IP address. For Recaptcha, this is where you would set up Recaptcha. If you're not familiar with Recaptcha, it's really pretty easy to use. You just need a Google account, and because Google owns Recaptcha. And once you do that, you can go in here and you can add in a site. I'm not going to go through the whole process, but this is one I set up for MetaDomainer. Okay, so once you add in a domain name, it'll show you the keys, which I will probably blur from this video. But if I copy the site key, I can go in here and click on that, and then copy this key and click on that and click on Save Changes. Now when I go back to my form, I click on Edit, and I think it's under Settings, Enable Google Recaptcha Box, click on Save, go back here, reload, and there is my capture box. So in just a couple of minutes, I set up a contact form with a capture box. Once again, capture is pretty easy to set up once you get the hang of it with Google. And I should mention email forms. This is your email admin notification. So you want to be careful with this, because a lot of times your mail system will filter email. So make sure your from name is like your name or from a domain name. Your admin email address hopefully is on the domain name. So you want to make sure that it comes from the domain name. It's good to have a reply to address, which can typically be the, actually I haven't checked this, let me see if this works. You kind of want this. You want the reply to be the email field, because if you're replying to people, then you're going to want to be instant one-click reply. So that really helps as well. And obviously you can put your email subject being whatever it is, and it can also be the subject of the email that the person gave you, which is, that they chose, which is subject. So you might just want to add that field ID there. So lots of things that you can play around with this, all using the free version of Everest Forms. So I really do kind of like it. The other form plugin that I talked about, which is Formidable Forms. So I'm going to click on that. I just want to show you that plugin. It is my favorite premium plugin. I'm going to click on Install Now, Activate, and then once I do that, there it is, Formidable. I'm using an aggressive caching, so it didn't show the first time. So this is Formidable Forms. So I can go in here and click on Forms Lite, and it shows me a preview of a default contact form. So you can see name. Actually, it's multiple columns too. So this is their system. So I click on Edit, and you can see it has all of these different features, just like Everest Forms does, right? But it has all kinds of advanced features that aren't showing because it's not the premium version. But same thing, you can build settings, choose all these different options. This will show all your entries of all your submissions, views, doesn't have it reports, doesn't have it on the basic version. But I really do like Formidable. If you're looking to an advanced system, I really recommend Formidable, just because all this cool stuff you can do with it. And that's kind of it for an overview. Once again, for MetaDomainer customers, you just need something simple like Everest Forms, and just set it up and add the short code to your page, and you're done. And of course, if you're using the Domainer theme, you have all these different templates as well. So if you want to use, if you want to make it a landing page template, you can do that. You can make it a simple page like that. If you want to just make it full width, you can do that with no sidebar. So lots of things you can do with this plugin and with the Domainer theme. So anyhow, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.